Hello, happy Friday, Yinsters. If you're joining me at this time, you know that today in our town it's been pretty rainy. So my intention is just to get kind of cozy and to allow some time just to come within. And I think that inwards experience is the essence of yin. So, prop wise today, I think all you'll need is a block or a phone book or a pillow, something that can give you a little bit of leverage. But other than that, we should be set. So, I'm going to step back onto the mat and I'll join you there in just a second. So, I'm going to come to seated. But I'm going to ask that you come to a reclining position. So come to lie on your back. And as you do so, extend your legs and roll open your toes. So as you externally rotate your legs, it's just really helpful to kind of turn off the musculature of your upper legs. And then I just want you to allow your body to start to feel more heavy with each and every exhale breath. So you're lying on your back and essentially you're in Shavasana. You're in the posture that we end practice with. But today we're starting practice in. So please start to notice the structure of your bones and the mat and the earth below. And if it's complementary to your practice and to your well-being at this time, try to exaggerate the exhale breath just slightly. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. And try it again, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And let's try this one more time together. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. And as you blow that breath away, try to just settle in space. Let the breath start to come to you without forcing it or controlling it at all. And just imagine the breath being like this wave rolling onto shore. It takes the same amount of time to roll into shore and the same amount of time to roll off of shore. And in yoga, we call this the samavayu, or the sameness in breath. In breath and out breath match in length. Some of you at this time might start to count a chosen number silently to yourself, or in the comfort of your home. You could even count it audibly to yourself and count upwards from 1 to that number as you inhale. And then count downwards from that number to 1 as you exhale. And try it a couple more times. So inhale. Up to that number. And exhale down from that number. For the next few rounds of breath, choose wisely if it just feels better for you to continue just to breathe this breath in and out from your chosen number, or if you're choosing to add a retention to that same number. So this is known as the square breath. As you inhale, you breathe up to that chosen number. Now at the peak of the breath, you hold for that same number. And then exhale down from that number to 1. And at the valley of the breath, you hold. So I'm going to count. My chosen number is 4. Yours might be something different. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try this one more time. Inhale, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's just start to soften that breath, ease up on it. And here in this back lying pose, I'll just ask that you take a moment to just sift through your body and through your being. And in this action of sifting, we're truly learning to listen to the feedback of the body. And a gentle reminder that in yin yoga, the feedback of the body tends to be more whispers than anything else. A breath more here. Beautiful. And then here in this back lying position, as you inhale, bring your arms above your head just to gently clasp hold of your elbows with the palm of your hands. And for 3 cycles of breath, can you maximize the space into the sideline of your body? Into the musculature of your rib cage, into the intercostals. The space from your hips all the way up to the crease of your armpit. And a breath more. Inhale. Just as you are. And exhale. Now from here, we're coming into Banana Asana pose. So you're going to gradually start to walk both of your legs over towards the left side of your mat. And then lift the head and cinch your torso also over to the left side. So we want the torso and the legs to the left side, further increasing the space into the right side body. Now, once you're here, there's an option to cross your right leg up and over your left leg. Or in some bodies, it could even feel better to reverse the cross, left leg up and over right leg. That is completely based on you. And I'm just teaching from this platform that your body is wise and you are wise. And in listening, you're giving yourself this space to make this decision based on longevity. So here in Banana Asana, the left side body feels quite a bit shorter than the right side body. The movement of your rib cage as you breathe. This expansive quality as you inhale. And this supportive quality as you exhale. Slow and steady. Inhale. And exhale. In yoga, it's the regulation of breath that can also be this tool to regulate the mind, to regulate the thoughts. So over time, as the breath becomes slow and steady, the thoughts can become slow and steady. We'll be here in Banana Asana for 5 more breaths here. Right side body is open. A breath more, please. And we'll come out the same way we came in to this posture. So we'll start with the legs and then we'll move to the torso. Depending on your cross, uncross your right leg from your left leg. Adjust your legs to be back at center. And then just start to adjust your torso to be back at center. Now, once you're here, relax your arms by your side so the palm of your hands are facing up. And you know this position, roll out your toes. And just take this moment to observe. We talk a lot about how transitions, how when we move our body, it can also move our mind. And this moment is an opportunity to reclaim that mindful space. And then our Banana Asana on the second side. So inhale, let's start with the arms to clasp hold of the elbows with the palm of the hands. The arms are kind of in the shape of a rectangle or square. And then this time we're going to walk our legs firstly over to the right side of the mat. An option to cross your left ankle up and over your right ankle. And then you're cinching your torso also over to the right side. Also an option to cross your right ankle over your left ankle based on the feedback of your body. So as the shoulder blades go heavy and as the back line of your pelvis goes heavy, can you create space from the crease of your hip to the crease of your armpit? Can you kind of just start to glide upon your breath as the watchful observer of the self here? And we live at this time where the doing is quite easy, but the being can be a bit more challenging. And yin yoga is about the being. It's about the receiving. It's about the replenishing. It's about the restoration that these postures can bring into our body, into our being, into aspects of the self. And so we're playing with that edge where there's more ease than effort, but there's sensation, there's information. Beautiful. 3 more breaths here, please. And one last breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. To come back to center a second time, let's start with the legs, so uncross. And then the torso will follow. Once your torso is reset, arms by your side. And try to turn off the skeletal structure of your body, so the musculature of your body. The fluidity of your breath, the rise and the fall of your belly. And the relaxation through the rest of your body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. A breath more. Nice. And then knee by knee, please hug both of your knees in towards your chest. So essentially you're kind of coming into this little ball of you where you can rock and roll side to side. And then gradually you're going to play with rocking and rolling forwards and backwards. So much so that you can come all the way up to seated. And then once you're in seated, please shift shape to a tabletop and all fours position. Yeah, I'm just going to clip this battery pack on. Good. Okay. So let's find this position where we have our wrists directly underneath our shoulders and where the knees are directly underneath the hips. Consider tucking the toes under as I am, or place the tops of your feet onto the mat, whatever works and whatever feels best for you. And then I encourage you to actively draw the heels of the hands back towards the top line of the knees. So the eyes of the elbows are facing one another. And just sustain this neutral tabletop for a few rounds of breath. Can you increase your perception of space from the tip of the tailbone to the top of the head as you breathe? And then from the top of the head to the tip of the tailbone on the exhale breath. So one more. Tip of tailbone to, it's a tongue twister, tip of the tailbone to the top of the head as you breathe in. And top of the head to the tip of the tailbone as you breathe out. Let's start to just undulate the spine through some cat-cows. So as you exhale, press into the hands and round. Cultivate a little bit of space between the shoulder blades, a little bit of space into the shadow side of the heart. And then inhale, tilt forwards, broaden the chest, lift the heart, and then gaze internally or externally between the space between the brow. And let's ripple the spine a few more times. Exhale, cat. Nice. And inhale, cow. And two more. Exhale. And inhale. That's the way. And one more time. Exhale. Nice. And inhale. And then when you're ready, ground down into your hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips for a downward facing dog. And please start to paddle your heels right and left and right, walking the dog out. Call upon the fluid body. Call upon kind of the water element of your body as you move and as you groove here. And then start to think of folding your body in half. So you're going to walk your feet forwards and walk your hands back. So you're in this dangle. You're in this deep forward fold. And please know that you can bend into your knees if you find that you're hanging out in your hamstrings. There's certainly some compression into your lower belly here as the head hangs below the heart. But there's also some space into the sideline of your body. And then if it calls to you, start to sway your body like there's this gentle breeze that's come into the room. And you're using that breeze just to move into space, side to side. And then please return to center as you exhale. And bend into your knees. So the weight is shifting back into your heels. Tuck the chin. And then inhale, vertebra by vertebra, roll and round through your spine to come all the way up to standing. Head is over heart and heart is over pelvis. Palm of the hands are facing forwards. And just a couple of times we're going to reverse. So we're going to tuck the chin. We're going to concave the chest as the shoulders come forwards. And from your upper back to your middle back and your middle back to your lower back, return to that forward fold. Head is hanging oh so heavy in this space. And then inhale, bend into the knees and reverse. Lower back to middle back. Middle back to upper back to come to standing. And let's just try this 2 more times with the cycle of the breath. So when you're ready, come forwards and downwards. Breath out. Stay in your forward fold for a full round of breath. So an in breath and an out breath. Then inhale, ascending to standing. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Shoulders draw down and back. That's the way. And then one more time. Bring the shoulders forward, tuck the chin and round down. Trying to isolate each vertebra, even though you're sustaining this really fluid quality. And a round of breath in. And a round of breath out. That's the way. So please listen first and then move second. In this forward fold, you're going to flip the toes out and the heels in to come to your yogic squat. Yeah. And so for some of you, depending on if your heels are kind of popped above the ground, to have a block out in front can be really nice. Or for some of you, one hand in front, one hand behind also can be really nice. Another option is to bring the elbows to the inseam of the knees and to bring the hands to the space of the heart. Regardless of where you are, we won't be here for too long. It's just such a good pose to free congestion. To free congestion through the hips, through the lower back, actually through the skeletal structure of the spine. And so for each of us, we're going to feel this yogic squat in a different spot. And then try to refine this posture just on the exhale breath. Notice where it goes, the Apana Vayu and that kind of downwards feeling. Yeah, let's stay for 3. Malasana pose and one more. Inhale. And then one hand in front, please. The other hand behind. So your sit bones are coming down to the ground. And then create a diamond shape, please, with your legs. So today, let's make our diamond a little bit wider than we usually would. Let's slip the heels further in front. And here's where your block or your phone book could come in handy. It could come to the tops of your feet to bring the ground up to you, finding the height that's right. But wherever you happen to be, inhale, elongate the spine. Let the knees drift down towards the earth with the force of gravity. And then exhale from the front line of your hips. You're going to gradually add this forward fold. Hands could come to rest at the tops of the feet, or you could start to weave your arms underneath the shins. Backs of the hands to the earth and the palm of the hands to the sky. But in your forward folding diamond pose, there's this sense of drawing inwards. It's like you've just put on this shell. And hopefully it's given yourself the permission just to kind of try to move past the external and to come into the internal. From obvious into subtle. And from doing into being. There's this notion in yin yoga, in Eastern movement, that where the breath is able to go, where the mind is able to go, new energy is able to flow. So if we're feeling pain in a pose, that's an indication that we've either gone too far, or if there's pain in a pose, that could be an indication of stagnation, of things not moving. And often we feel stagnation because the body is in a state of protection. And so it's really important to remind yourself that we're not forcing these postures at all. Instead, we're allowing these postures to unfold over the course of some time. Breath by breath and sensation by sensation. I'll bring you back in just a little while as you breathe into the back body. As the knees release further downwards. And final 3 breath cycles here. Inhale, please. And exhale, please. A second time, inhale, please. And exhale. And one more, inhale. That's the way. And exhale. The hands are underneath the shins. Bring them somewhere in front of you. And then take your time on that in-breath to gradually start to rise. And after your forward fold, I encourage you just to bring your hands behind you and lean back to lift up through the heart. Shoulder blades hug in. Create some space here now from the pubic bones all the way up to the sternum. And can the face be oh so soft? Can the face be relaxed as you inhale? And as you exhale. And then please start to walk your hands in. So you're bringing your spine into a neutral position. Extend your left leg out in front. And then the sole of the right foot is going to come into the inseam of the left leg. So we're in a half butterfly pose essentially. My preference is to bring a block to the top of my leg. You may choose to do that. You may also not choose to do that. And then again, it's just finding the height that's right for you. Inhale, elongate the spine. And then exhale, come into that forward fold. Try to be as conscientious as possible at where you land your hands. They could be closer in towards you. They could even be reaching towards your ankle or your shin. But my preference, and it's simply a suggestion, is to bring the palm of your hands to face up. So that as the palm of the hands are facing up, we're in this gesture to receive. We're receiving energy, we're receiving information. And then very subtly, you're going to start to breathe into the space between the shoulder blades. And just think of the shoulder blades kind of coming in closer towards the spine as you do so. So the shadow side of the heart, and then into the sideline of the heart as you inhale. Notice where you're anchoring into, left sit bone. And notice where you're forward folding towards. Notice where you're creating space through the top line of the head, through the sideline of your body. 10 more. So today, this rainy day, is this reminder of how water nourishes wood. How after these rainy days, we know that things will be in full bloom. Things will be in that richness of color and that richness of smell. But how water has this yielding property. So we yield into the pose. We let be into the pose. Final 3 cycles. And last cycle of breath. And then inhale, please start to rise up and out of the pose. Place your block to the side, and then your right hand is going to come behind you. And 5 times we're going to come into joy pose. So you're going to come onto that right shin, lift your pelvis up, arch your spine. And in breath. And then exhale, sit bones down, return to earth level. First of 5. Inhale. And exhale. Second of 5. So 3 more, please. Breath in. And breath out. Breath in. And breath out. And one more time. Breath in. And breath out. So as sit bones touch, please switch your legs over. Extend your right leg out. The sole of the left foot to the upper inner line of your right leg. Block is close. Elongate the spine in breath. And then forward fold on your out breath. As with the first side, reflective of where you add or take away from your arms. That gesture of receiving with the palm of your hands facing upwards. your anchoring point in this pose, and your expansion point in this pose. That delicate balance between the two. Breathing into the shadow side of the heart and breathing into the sideline of the heart. Your forward folding half butterfly. Creating space and moving into space with in-breath and with out-breath. And yin is the platform for space to move beyond just the physical. For space to encompass the mental and the emotional as well. Five more breaths here, just as you are. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Keep it consistent. Keep it fluid. Final two. And last breath. Beautiful. So gradually starting to rise. And then our joy pose on the second side. So you're going to start to come onto that left shin. Place your right hand into the earth, or left hand into the earth, right arm up and overhead. Inhale your back bend. And then exhale to come down. Keep it going. Inhale. And exhale. And 3 more times based on the flow of your breath. Breath in. Breath out. And 2 more. Breath in. Nice. Breath out. Last time. Breath in. Breath out. Now, as you come back to mat level, we're going to bring both of our legs out in front. And then very briefly, I just want you to kind of come into this little ball of view. Hug your knees into your chest. And then release your forehead to your knees. Constriction through the whole front line of your body, but space into the back line of your body. And then when it feels right to do so, extend your legs and support the back line of your spine back to the mat. So you've been here before. Please locate your block, your phone book, whatever it is. Walk the heels into your sit bones. Pick your pelvis up. And then place your prop to the end of the spine. So place your prop to the sacrum. Now, some of you are going to choose just to stay right where you are in your supported bridge pose. And some of you are going to choose to start to walk your legs out in front for a variation of a supported lower back bend. But in the choice that you make, the focal point is the compression at the end of your spine, the compression of your block into your sacrum. So that bone can heal with bone. It's the only tissue in the body that does so. And this is our first pose that really focuses on the space into the front line. We started with the side line, then we moved to the back line, and here we are into the front line. And in meridian theory, it's the front line of the body that is the yin side of the body. We store as we breathe. We restore as we breathe. Pelvis slightly higher than heart. Heart slightly higher than head in this gentle inversion, in this variation of a lower back bend. Three more breaths. And then those practitioners who have their legs long, take your time, please, to start to walk your heels back in towards your sit bones. Root down into all four corners of your feet, and then take your time to lift the pelvis up and remove your prop from out underneath your pelvis. Once the sacrum is flush with the ground, inhale both of your knees in towards the chest. And then exhale, extend the legs, roll open the toes. You've been here before. Shavasana. So to me, there's this mystery about Shavasana day to day. Physically, we might know the pose quite well, but mentally and emotionally, it's dynamic. It changes all the time. And so as you settle into your safe boundaries, you might kind of lean into some things and lean out of some things, so that ultimately your body can come into this state of balance, so that ultimately your mind can come into this state of balance. This state of sattva, as they say. This state of harmony. Or this path of least resistance. Very gradually, you're going to start to rotate from your internal experience into your external experience. And then your way, your how, you start to move your body, your toes, your fingers, your ankles, your wrists. And if a big Friday evening stretch, or truly whatever day you happen to be practicing this session, take it. Get long, get playful. And then one more time, I'll just ask that you hug your knees into your chest. You give them a gentle squeeze. And you rock and roll forwards and backwards a few times to come all the way up to seated. And once you're in seated, please gather the hands at the space of the heart. And as you align the head with the heart and the heart with the pelvis, take a breath more. And when I teach this class in person, I love to say kind eyes and a warm smile. So kind eyes and a warm smile. And thank you so much for your practice. Take good care.